Hey guys, bass season is quickly approaching and you know it's time to refill all of that tackle. What this video is going to outline for you is my top 5 budget finds of 2024. So if you're into saving money, you're going to want to stick around. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for taking the time to click on the video. You are watching Crooked Hooks Fishing. As the intro suggested, this is going to be my budget video. This is a video that I'm putting together just to show that you don't have to pay premium prices for good quality tackle. You can find them anywhere. And I'm going to go through my top 5 finds that I had from 2024. A lot of it I put into practice. Some of it I'm still waiting to actually try out because I only found it recently. So there are some really cool finds and you're really going to want to check this out. Also, in my Christmas video, I did mention that I had 2 Limestone Lures prize pack giveaways for us for hitting 150 subscribers. Those are going to be given away at the end of this video. So if you know you have your name in the draw, you're going to want to stick around and see if you came away with a prize pack. But no sense in dilly-dallying around. I've got my whiskey. We've got some baits and tackle and gear. And we're going to get through it. So first things first, I'm going to go from number 5 to number 1. These are all going to be from different retailers. You're going to see one retailer in particular pop up more than once. But it's going to be varied, and I'm going to start from the number 5 all the way to my number 1 find. I am going to do an honorable mention right now to start us off. The honorable mention goes to Amazon.ca, and the reason it goes to Amazon.ca is for this in particular, fishing line. Now, there are a ton of knockoff companies and stuff like that that sell fishing line on Amazon. You know, a lot of Chinese companies, a lot of Japanese companies, American companies, You're not really sure of the quality that you're getting. You really have to pay attention to the comments. In fact, in almost all of this stuff, you're going to have to pay attention to comments if it is online. But I picked up this right here. This is Reaction Tackle 8-time strand braid, and it's 55 pound, and there was 500 yards of it. Now, I got the multicolor because it changes color every 10 yards. And I find that it makes my casting, if I'm trying to gauge distance, it makes my casting a lot easier. If I can ballpark that I'm about, 30 yards away from shore and I want to go from shore and drag that topwater bait out, I know I'll cast this. And once the color changes the 3rd time, I know that I'm close to 30 yards. I should start thumbing that spool so I can drop it right into the butter zone, right into that strike area. It's not going to do that for everybody, but it's just a neat little trick that I like with the line. When you're running the big top waters, the line isn't in the water 90% of the time. It's normally held above the water, so it's not like the color is going to impede the bite or anything like that. So this is 55 pound, 8-strand braid, and it was a 547 yard spool. And I got this for $12.97. And I tried it out and I liked it so much, I went back and I got the 30 pound as well. The 30 pound, 500 yard spool, and this one was $9.87. Now you have to track these deals down. They don't appear all the time. But I would 100%, if you see these deals for these giant rolls of thing, if you've got the scratch, take a gamble. You never know what kind of line you're going to get. Both of these spools, the line casts incredibly well. It's super strong. It does have a fluoro coating, so it doesn't fray, and it's really nice to reel and really nice to work with your baits. So I'm happy with it. I'll probably get it again. But for my frog and stuff and my heavy duty stuff, obviously I'm going to stick to my Power Pro Slick, my Power Pro Spectra in the moss green. Now you can get this in other colors too as well. Like, you're not just stuck to the rainbow. So you can get green, you can get gray, you can get black, white, high vis yellow, all of those different kind of colors. So have a look, keep checking Amazon, and eventually you'll come across these deals where these things just drop drastically in price. So number five on the list comes courtesy of our friends over at Dollarama. And everybody knows they can find some sweet stuff at Dollarama. But a lot of people pass up on the off-brand stuff, especially when it comes to plastics and finesse plastics in general. I picked up last year these little 2.5-inch paddle tails. One in a shad color, one in more like a little baby bass. And on a finesse jig head, these little guys are just absolutely killer. It's the Mako company. It's the Nakamura style bait. And these were $3. $3 for a couple little paddle tails. From the same company, you're looking at finesse worms. And these worms, a lot of people see your wacky worms and stuff like that. Is none of these packs open? Well, of course, I grabbed 2 sealed packs. Okay, well, let's separate one worm here. And you'll notice that these are only about 3.5 inches long, and they're very thin. So there's a lot of things you can do with these. You can put these onto a Ned head. You can put them onto a drop shot. You can run these as a little micro chatterbait trailer. You can Carolina rig these on a finesse setup, like a finesse Carolina rig setup. And they're great on a wacky rig, a lightweight wacky rig on your spinning setups. These little worms are just absolutely amazing. And again, $3 a pack, and I think you get 10 in a pack. Yeah, you get 10 in a pack. You can't go wrong. It's $3, and you can catch fish on them all day. Larger style plastics too as well. These are net bait flukes. These are the Super Twitch flukes. And these are in the bluegill color. I don't know if this pack's open. Ah, it is. Okay, cool. And these things, let me tell you, these things stink. And, there's nothing to write home about. They've got the solid tip tail. But I would just put a little cut right down in the tail to split it into a fork. But it's a good solid plastic. It's got the split belly so you can transpose your hook. This isn't a bad color. Lots and lots of flake. And there's lots of opportunity for you to use these baits. Just weightless on an EWG, probably a 4/0 EWG. You can throw these on a spinning setup, anything like that. And these were $3. And there's 9. There's 9 in the bag. When I'm buying my my large flukes from 6 cents, they come in a pack of 6, and it's like $9.99. Yeah, do I like the fluke? Yeah. But when I can get them for $3 here, is there much of a difference? There's a little bit, yeah. If I'm going for vibrant colors and stuff like that, obviously I'm going to stick to my limestone lures. I'm going to look at my bad shads. They're a little bit of a smaller profile than this, so they make good trailers and stuff like that. But in a pinch, you need some soft plastics, guys. You got a trip in the morning and you can't hit any of the big retail stores. The dollar store is always open until 9 or 10 o'clock. There you go. Grab a couple of the plastics that you're going to need. Head out to the lake. Have some fun. Okay? Number four coming to us from our friends at the Dollar Store and Temu. Yeah, no, everybody hears Temu and is like, they're gonna steal my info, blah, blah, blah. Guys, everybody has our info. Everybody. You can't protect your info, da-da-da-da-da. I haven't gotten any spam mail from them. I haven't gotten anyone hacking my account or my credit cards. I haven't been double charged. I have never been. The customer service has been great. They have given me refunds on products that I didn't even have to send back. I don't know what the big deal is. I've had nothing but good experiences with Temu. If you're afraid to try them out, I suggest that you give it a try because you can find some really cool stuff on there. And the reason I brought up these two retailers is for terminal tackle. Terminal tackle can be some of the most expensive tackle to replace by quantity. And what do I mean by that? The number of hooks that you have to buy and the depending on the brand, it can really weigh. It just really comes down to the number you get in the pack, and there is a lot of really overpriced terminal tackle out there. Not to say that the tackle isn't good. There's a lot of reasons that the tackle has a premium price. Okay. But you can find comparable quality for a much lower price. I'm going to go right with these size 4 and size 6 treble hooks. Make sure you read the descriptions very, very carefully, whether it be on Amazon, whether it be on Temu. And if you're in the dollar store, make sure you're looking at the back to see what the product is made of. There are a lot of discount hooks on Temu and even on Amazon and in the dollar store where the picture looks good, everything else looks good, and you'll come down and you'll see that it's just regular stainless steel. So what you want to look for is you want to look for black nickel. Black nickel hook is the steel core with the black nickel coating. Guys, these hooks are just laser sharp. Now, in comparison, I do have a lot of packs of Mustad treble hooks down in there. I have the KVD triple grips. And when I lose a hook on one of my 6 cents lures, I usually replace it with a KVD. But I was finding that was getting a little too expensive when I was replacing hooks on jerkbaits. 3 hooks. You want to replace the hooks on all of those. You're eating up a half a pack of KVDs, and those things can range anywhere between $9.99 to $14.99 a container, and you get 6. The Berkeley Fusion hooks, I think the most I've seen in a pack is 8, and they're running $15. These are size 6, black nickel, treble hooks, which is the size you use for your jerk baits, a pack of 25 for $1.97. And I put these hooks through the test, and they're decent quality hooks. These are good hooks. These aren't breaking off in the fish's mouth. I fished all season with hooks like this last year, and my hookup ratio was no less than if I was using my KVDs. So I got the size 6s, and I also got the size 4s in a 25 pack. And the other cool thing is these were like $1.97 for the pack of 25, and they also come with the split rings and the swivels. So you're getting everything to set up for replacing your crankbait and your jerkbait hooks for pennies on the dollar. Pennies. Wide gap hooks. Wide gap hooks can be some of the most expensive stuff per capita, like by the amount that you have to buy. Gamakatsus, VMCs, Mustads, all come with higher price tags. Maybe not so much the VMCs, but Gamakatsu and mustads are expensive, and you get 5 in a pack. This is a 5-size blister pack from 1/0 to 5/0, and there was 15 hooks in each slot, so there was 75 hooks in here, and I got this for $4.97. And again, black nickel, solid, stout, really hard to bend. These are fantastic hooks. I can't say, like, they work really, really well. I've put them on my pitching rigs and my flipping baits and stuff like that, and I've hogged into some big fish and just set the hook like a boss, and I had no issue with these hooks at all. So that's a good thing to go. The dollar store comes in finding your weighted terminal tackle. These are Eagle Claw, pack of 25 1/8 ounce ball heads with the brass hooks. So, I mean, you can't go wrong there. That was $3. And these cool little stand-up Ned hooks, Ned rigs. And these were $2.50 for a pack of 3. I mean, why am I spending $9, $10 on stuff like this when it's all right there? And you'll see a lot of a brand in the dollar store called Davidson. Don't let that fool you. Davidson's been around. They've been around the block. I mean, the company's not young. They make decent terminal tackle, decent weights, decent leaders, decent hooks, and all sorts of other stuff. Just because you see it in the dollar store doesn't mean it's garbage. And the Davidson stuff, yeah, while it might not be the 100% best on the market, it's really easy to get a hold of, really great in a pinch, and you're not going to be disappointed because, I mean, catching a fish on mediocre tackle is better than losing a fish on your $50 tackle. So there's no point in complaining when you can get terminal tackle for this cheap, as long as you take the time to look for it. I'm gonna have a little sippy of the whiskey. All right. Find number 3. Find number 3 is straight up Dollarama. Straight up Dollarama, you can find some of the coolest and sometimes weirdest hard baits on the planet. All 3 of these are Berkley's, but they do, every now and then you'll see Guggen Squad, you'll see 13 Fishing, you'll see just all of these like brand name hard baits. This is the Berkley Flicker Shad 1-inch wake bait. Or not 1-inch, 1-inch diving wake bait. So this is a topwater runner. And then of course, there, I know everybody at one point was after these. That's the Berkley Bucktooth Beaver and the Berkley Bucktooth Chopo. So this is a topwater popper, and then this is a topwater wake bait. And I am proud to say that I have caught fish on both of these. These were $4. The Flicker Shad, the Flicker Shad right here, that was like $2. And I've caught fish on all of these. You will find hard baits like crazy at the dollar store. Try to stay away from your weird off-brand ones. But a lot of times, like I said, you're going to see the Guggen, the 13 Fishing, and the Berkley's all in there. Grab them while they're there. Find number 2 comes from the dollar store. And this is what I was talking about really big name tackle at dollar store prices. And what I mean by that is these guys. Arbogast Hula poppers. The OG of topwater baits. And the only other thing that might be more OG than the hula popper is the jitterbug. And I didn't find one or two of these. I found a bunch of these in all different colors and all different sizes. You got the Jitterbug Magnum. You got the Jitterbug Mini. You know, I got 3 different colors of hula poppers and probably more downstairs if I went down. There's another color in the Jitterbug. I also got a jointed Jitterbug that has the jointed body. You look at Arbogast baits, there's a reason these things have been around for decades. And I'm not talking years, I'm talking decades. I have a Jitterbug downstairs in my antique tackle from my grandfather that's probably 70 years old. But probably before they were even called jitterbugs. It's balsa wood, and it's got the big spoonbill on it. And I bet you any money if I sanded it, gave it a fresh paint job, it would still catch fish. The Arbogast stuff is also notoriously known for varying in price depending on retailer. These can be really expensive depending on where you buy them. And even at your regular places and discount places, they're still running a premium price point. These were $2 a piece at the dollar store. $2 for Arbogast. Easily now you can see why it was number 2 on the list. Absolute gem. Absolute gem. You cannot go wrong. So if you happen to see super brand name tackle at the dollar store, don't think, just get. You know, be ready instead of having to get ready, because that stuff sells out so fast it's not even funny. Now, I totally forgot one of the honorable mentions. So before we go to number 1, I'm going to hit my second honorable mention. And that comes again from the dollar store. And we are talking tackle storage. A Plano KVD tackle bag. Velcro divider. Hard sides. Expandable. Hold plastics on one side. Small bait bags on the other. Waterproof. I mean, it's a KVD Plano bag. It's a Plano bag. KVD. $3. I don't need to say anything else. $3 for a Plano bag. Also, the Duramax waterproof tool tray. This is not a tool tray. And I want to show you guys something interesting. Here is the Duramax. Here is the Plano. I think this is the 4600. Yeah, this is the Plano. Yeah, I think it's the 4600. They are exactly the same. Exactly the same. The only difference is the Plano is fully customizable. I can move these center posts over here. I can put long posts in here. It's all good. The Duramax has hard walls here, here, and here. So you can only build this way, which is fine. Okay? It also comes with a pack of 30 dividers. So you can get right down to super small. to very large. Now you'll also notice that the stages for the trays, there's lots of options, so you can really customize the size of the opening that you're going to need. Waterproof rim. Locking top. The Plano has the waterproof rim. Locking top. $29.99. $4. It's a Plano 4600. It's the same thing. $4. You can have these on your boat. You can have these in your kayak. All your tackle's protected. One of these trays goes overboard. It floats. And water can't get in. Done. Done deal. That's a done deal. That's why I have 30 of them downstairs. That's what I store my tackle in. Because not only does it keep water out, it also keeps air and oxidation out. Which means when I store my tackle in these, their hooks aren't rusting, not anything like that. We're good to go. All right, lastly, a number one find is going to come from Amazon and Temu. And anyone who knows me knows that I love throwing topwater baits. And I wanted to try a different type of bait, but I quickly found that they were very, very expensive. And what am I talking about? I am talking about the crawlers. I am talking about those winged crawlers. These guys go through the water and they do that plippy ploppy sound all through the water. And then this is the OG of them. This is the Heddon crawler. And then this is the Heddon mini crawler. And these were not cheap. They're not cheap at all. So after a little reconnaissance missions online, I began to find stuff like this on Amazon for half the price of the Heddon crawlers. I found stuff like this, a little rat imitator on Amazon. Again, half the price of the Heddon crawler, a little bit of a larger profile. I wanted to have something a little fun. So I got a big stupid bat. Yep, that's a big stupid bat. And you're gonna see it in action this summer. Got this one off of Temu. $1.98. Steel construction. I mean, and I've thrown it. It plippy plops great. And yes, I've caught a fish on it. But the ones that I was really excited about, I found off of Temu. And they're the finesse crawlers. Little spinning rod capable setups that you can throw. And look at the color on this thing. That little crackle paint job. Look at that. That thing is crazy cool. Come on, get back over in the frame. There we go. And then it also has this little prop on the back. I cannot wait to throw this thing. Steel wing construction, no different than any of the others. Hollow body, and that crackle paint job is just gonna kill. I know it's just gonna kill. And this will just plippy plop some fish right in there. And I also picked up some little finesse cicadas. And these ones are using a plastic wing, like a rubber, see? So I don't have to worry about fish tearing those up or bending them or anything like that. And they came in a variety of natural colors with these little plastic wings, and I cannot wait to try these out. These little cicadas, for a pack of 5, it was $4.97. I got 3 different types of this one, and they cost me $1.97 each. The Mock Hedon crawler was $6. The rat was $4.99. And the big dumb bat was $3.97. Expensive topwater baits are a thing of the past. Unless you're throwing like Spro rats, and then they're like $99. Keep in mind, when you're trying out different baits, there's going to be quality variances and stuff like that. You may have to tweak a bait and stuff like that. I'm not saying they're the best baits. Don't get me wrong. You know, there's a lot of companies out there that pride themselves on having the best of the best, and that's fine. But I want to go out, I want to try new things, but I don't want to break the bank doing it. This is a great way to cover it. And I saved, the reason that the crawling baits were number 1 is because I saved the most money on those. Going brand name or just going with all head and crazy crawlers and stuff like that would have cost me an absolute fortune. So to try all these finesse sizes out and stuff like that, literally on pennies on the dollar, you can't go wrong. But this video is running long. And I hope you enjoyed that list, guys, and I hope it helps you out in 2025. The dollar store and stuff like that start stocking their fishing stuff generally around March, around the end of March. So start looking then. As always, check on Amazon or Temu for the daily deals and see what happens there. But last but not least, we have 3 names in here for our Limestone Lures packages. And I want to thank everybody that participated, and hopefully you come out a winner. So we have Bossman9316. We have All Is Outdoors. And we have P. Saunders. And those are all going in. And I'm going to shake them up really good. And I'm going to draw just one of them out. So the winner of the first package is P. Saunders. So I'll be sending you a message shortly and give you instructions on how to collect your prize. And the second winner is Bossman9316. So Bossman and P. Saunders, congratulations on winning your Limestone Lures packages. I'll be in contact with you soon in order to facilitate getting those mailed out to you. But guys, we are running long. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the video. If you like this kind of content, and you want to see more of it, by all means, hit a like on the video and please consider subscribing. You'll get notifications and to let you know when the new videos are out, and maybe you can take part in some of these draws that these 2 lucky viewers got to take part in. So yeah, so leave that like, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you can see the new content coming in. But until next time, guys, keep your heads above the water.